What is going on? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. Look, if you're looking to relocate down to Albuquerque, New Mexico in 2026 or any year after that, as a matter of fact, this video is for you, because not only am I going to go over some of the most frequently asked questions by our clients when it comes down to relocating to Albuquerque, New Mexico, but we're going to go over lifestyle, the cost of homes, neighborhoods you should pay attention to, and everything else when it comes down to living here in Albuquerque. It's going to be super fun. We're going to have a ton of things to go over, so make sure that you pay attention, stick to the whole video, grab your pen and your pad, because it's about to get fun. I'm super excited that you're here. I'm pumped, and yes, this is genuine. I'm really excited that you're possibly thinking about relocating down to Albuquerque, New Mexico, not only because I get to help you find a nice home in a nice area and all that, right, being a realtor, but I'm actually excited because Albuquerque is a diamond in the rough. I hope that this video can really help you put all the different ideas together, because whether you're looking to relocate because you're looking to get back to family, or you're looking to get back to Albuquerque and New Mexico and all that stuff, or you're relocating here for a job, I'm sure this video is going to help you out. So getting right into it, one of the first questions that I put on this list, and it's one that I get asked all the time, is going to be, is there any new build communities in Albuquerque, or are most of them outside of the city? Yes, really good question. There is a ton of new builds happening outside of the city. You're looking at Los Lunas and Rio Rancho, and then some new build communities out on the East Mountains kind of deal. So in terms of living here in Albuquerque, if you're looking for a new home, we are going to have a few different areas you can pick to. I'm only going to speak about the major ones. We're going to talk about Mesa del Sol, Aspire, and then of course over here at the Montecito Estates, next to the petroglyphs, is going to be some of the major areas where you can purchase a home. Now there is some odd ones here and there throughout the city, but for the sake of this conversation, we're going to keep it short. So taking a look at Mesa del Sol, what can you expect? Yes, there is going to be some homes in there that go past $500,000. That's just the matter of the fact of the thing, because it's blown up. It's becoming an area that a lot of people want to move to. It's a master plan community. They have a grocery store. It's right next to Netflix, right next to the Isleta Amphitheater. And plus, all the new homes that they're building out there are more on the modern kind of contemporary style. So you get a different feel and a different vibe than the original Adobe Southwest Ranch style feel. If you are concerned about price and you want to look at something that is more around $350,000, the average price range here in Albuquerque, you're probably going to be looking at Aspire. This neighborhood is a neighborhood by D.R. Horton. Yes, there is that cookie cutter feel. Yes, all the homes are practically going to look the same, but in terms of bang for your buck, this neighborhood is awesome because it's gated and they are building parks and all that stuff within the community. So in that community alone, I think you have maybe like 4 or 5 different parks you can just walk to. So that's actually pretty cool. And it's in the Atrisco Heritage District. If you're planning on putting a kiddo in that school district and you want a new home, this is where I would look if I was you. Now, on the west side, things get a little bit bougier and they get a little bit more expensive. Yes, the houses are going to be $500,000 and up, but that's within reason. This community here next to the Montecito Estates is also next to the petroglyphs community, which offers some multi-million-dollar custom houses on half-acre to an acre lot. Now, Pulte is also building homes on the other side of La Conquista, and those are over $500,000 as well. All depending on what you're looking for in terms of space, proximity to different things, whether or not you want your kiddo to go to Volcano Vista or Trisco, or you're okay with living out in Mesa del Sol and BFE, it's all going to be dependent on you, and I can help you discover all that. Now, just because I'm a licensed realtor and there's some things that I really can't speak to just for legal reasons, this next question, I'm really going to try to answer it in generalities and really try to hit on the point of avoiding stress. What is going to be really important to you when you relocate to a new city, and what you should try to avoid when it comes to that. And the next question I get asked is going to be, I'm going to work at the labs on the Air Force Base. What neighborhoods should I look into before I move? Really great question, right? Because there's a ton of neighborhoods that are relatively pretty close, but there is some nuances when it comes down to living here in Albuquerque that you might want to try to avoid, like traffic, having to deal with old homes and all that stuff, right? Because a lot of the homes right next to the Air Force Base are pretty old. It was really built the time that the Air Force Base was built just to accommodate the military people that were living around that area. So the houses are from like the 20s and the 30s. You might even find a bomb shelter inside of your house, just because during World War II, they advised a lot of the people in those areas to build bomb shelters just in case. So a little bit of history there for you guys. When it comes down to avoiding the stresses of all that, right? Because personally, if I was moving moving to a new city and all that stuff, I really wouldn't want to deal with the cost of home ownership and all the nuances that come with repairs and all that stuff. I get repairing a hole in the wall and all that stuff, having to deal with roof issues, a hot water heater, or just the random things that come up. I want to try to avoid that as much as possible, and I want some security behind that just to make my life a lot easier while I get established in this new city. So if anything, I'd probably look at Mesa del Sol, and there's a few reasons why. Number one, they have a ton of different options. They got like 3 or 4 builders in that community alone, with the convenience of having a little tiny grocery store within walking distance of my house, a gym, a cafe, tons of parks and walking trails. It's going to allow me to really get acclimated to the city without really having to think about it, right? It's going to be out of the way. It's in the outskirts. Like, nobody's really going out there unless they live in those neighborhoods. If you are looking for something that's a little bit easier for you and the daily lives and the accommodations that come with relocating, then this neighborhood might be something to look into. Unless you're looking for something super unique, and of course, having budget in mind, then maybe we look at something on the east side, something on that northeast side to help you with that proximity to work, to make that travel time and dealing with traffic a lot less of a headache. All right, getting into our next question. I hear it's pretty dry. Is water an issue in Albuquerque? Look, I've lived here 30 plus years. I don't think there's ever been a day that I've never had water. And I've never ran into anybody that said that we don't have any water. It's dry. We're going through a drought season. Yes, we have droughts in New Mexico, but the people that affects that the most is going to be the people that have irrigations, have water, rights, and rely on those acequias to water their crops, like the farmers and the ranchers and that kind of deal. And some of those people live here in Albuquerque, so they may experience that. But in terms of them not being able to take a shower or have a drink of water or having to go to Walmart and Costco to be able to buy cases of water to sustain their living, I've never heard of that. I've even had conversations with people that have had families here for generations. They've never had any issues. So with that being said, water, as far as it goes, yes, New Mexico does experience droughts, but that doesn't really affect us here in the city of Albuquerque. The city of Albuquerque has done a pretty good job of maintaining their water systems, their aquifers, and really being smart about the whole conversation around water. Like, we have like a whole water conservation authority that just really maintains all of this for us to make sure that we can go on about our day-to-day lives without having to stress about the 3 showers we take a day, right? Yeah, I take about 3 showers a day. So in terms of the only issue that I have with water, it's my water bill. It continuously goes up every year because not only do I shower multiple times a day, but so does the rest of my family. We drink a ton of water. Like, I drink out of a mason jar, and I fill this thing up continuously throughout the day when I'm at home because that's just what we do. We like to drink water. So in terms of really having an issue with water, I would say no, we don't really have an issue. Now that you know a little bit more about me and my hygiene, the next question that we're gonna bring up is gonna be, what's the weather like in Albuquerque, and do you guys have any natural disasters? When we're talking about Albuquerque, I'm gonna just flat out say no. We really don't. Like, to be honest with you, like, the little floods and the high winds that we get here aren't really that impactful to our whole lives. Like, it's something that we got to deal with for sure, but it's not going to change the course of our lifestyle or the way that we live, or really just kind of impact our lives in a negative way. It's just going to change where we're going to be driving through, like, or where we're going that day. Like, it's that small, to be honest with you. In terms of New Mexico, yes, New Mexico does deal with some natural disasters. We have wildfires, floods, and in some cases, tornadoes, just depending on what side of the map you're on. So if you're concerned about all that stuff and you're like, man, like, I don't know if I want to live anywhere outside of Albuquerque, I can tell you that living in Albuquerque, you're not going to deal with all those crazy natural disaster things. Yes, we get impacted by all the wildfires around us. What city doesn't when there is a ton of wildfires? So tell Colorado and California to cool it off because we don't enjoy the haze. We don't like walking out outside and it feels like it's apocalypse 2026. Like, relax. But besides the point, when we are talking about, climate and all that stuff, in general, you are going to experience all 4 seasons here. It's pretty mild weather. It's not going to be too hot or too cold. Most of the time we wear layers here just to make sure that when we progress through the day, because in the nights and in the mornings, it is gonna be colder. When we get to midday, we're actually comfortable and we can take off some of these layers and just enjoy being outside, which is the actual cool part. Even with these past couple of days with the snow that we had here, it was just like super minimal. Like 9 o'clock when the sun came out, we were already outside going for a walk, driving to the store and all that stuff. We really didn't have to go shovel anything because it was all melted away. So that's the cool thing about the winters here is that yes, it does get cold when that wind picks up, but it's not gonna be anything that's gonna keep you from going outside. And that snowfall that we get here is super minimal. Summers do get hot. Our average temperature is in the 90s in the summer. We do see days where it gets over 100, but sometimes some of those days in the shade, like it's super comfortable. It's nice and cool. So I guess you can say that it's pretty comfortable when you are living here in Albuquerque in terms of climate and natural disasters. There's nothing really much for you to be worried about. I know you're enjoying the video, but I wanted to hop in real quick just to remind you that if this is the first time that you're tuning into the Living in Albuquerque channel, welcome. My name is Eli. Go ahead and hit that subscribe and notification bell down at the bottom there. That way you never miss out on any videos, especially if you are planning to relocate to Albuquerque or New Mexico here in the next couple of months. Now, as much as I love doing these videos, as a licensed broker here in the state of New Mexico, I would also love to help you with finding that next place to call home. So that number popping up on the screen here is my direct line. Feel free to call or text me at any time. I have people calling me and texting me from all over the country, helping me with these questions, just really trying to figure out what life looks like down here in Albuquerque and how it could benefit them in their next chapter in life. So feel free to hit us up. If you're not ready and you just want some basic info, there's a link in the description down below for you to download a free relocation guide. Go ahead and download it, learn a little bit more about Albuquerque, and hit us up when you're ready. But let's get back into the video. Now, I had to switch up the setting, and a lot of you actually give me a ton of crap because I make a lot of my videos and I take a lot of my meetings here in my garage, right? This right here is my garage door. On the other side, what you guys don't see is that it's also my gym. My massive 6-foot desk is right here. Like, this is my space, right? And when things are getting too live inside of the house, I come out here just to make sure that I can get the things that I need to do done, right? Just kind of like a quiet area for myself. So it's pretty cool. Maybe it's a dad thing. Maybe the garage becomes our own space, right? And the next question that I have here is gonna be, I'm new, I'm moving for work. What is there to do in Albuquerque for someone who has kids? Cool thing to bring up with all this coming up in my life personally, right? Coming outside to just get some peace and quiet to be able to finish this video. What can you do with your kids here in Albuquerque? Gosh, there's so much different things you can do. Number one, it can go a few different ways, right? You can spend a lot of time indoors or a lot of time outdoors. It's really gonna be up to you. Whatever you wanna make of it with your kids, it's totally gonna be up to you. From my own personal opinion, I can say that you're gonna be doing a ton of things outside because the weather permits it. With 300 and some odd days of good weather, you can expect that it's always gonna be comfortable for you to get outside with the kids to play catch, ride bikes, go on hiking trails, go down to the river, go down to Tingley Beach, the biopark, the zoo. So many different things that you can do outside. Now, that doesn't just necessarily mean just going outside and catching the sun, right? Getting a nice little tan or whatever. That also means that you can go to museums, you can go to art galleries, you can go to all the different shops in Old Town and just kind of stroll, get the kiddos a treat, get them an ice cream because they got all kinds of different candy shops there. Like, there's so much to do outside here that everybody's lifestyle pretty much revolves around that. Now, let's say you don't want to do that and you want to do something that is a little bit more, I guess, going to like an event or something. They are going to have like farmers markets, different events for the kiddos. I know the libraries do different things on the weekends. Like, they go and play like Pokemon cards or they go and read to dogs. Like, it's so cool on the different unique and creative things that people do here for the kids that you can really see that essence of really paying attention to the families and catering to them to make sure that Albuquerque just continues to have that community spirit and that community vibe when it comes down to living here. So if you are interested in learning more, I got a ton of different things that you can do with your kiddos. For one, a lot of people don't know that we actually have an amusement park here and it's been around here for years, like 50 some years. And it's actually pretty cool. Like, it's not big like Disneyland or anything like that. They got enough rides, so the age gap in the kiddos really isn't gonna be too much of a pain. You as an adult can even ride some of the rides here. I know you can also go to like Peter Piper's, the regular old Chuck E. Cheese, go down to Hinkle Family Fun Center, do the go-karts, and then also play at their arcade. Now, you can see that I got this Sherpa hoodie on. This is dope. My mom got me this. Yes, my mom still gets me gifts like from time to time. I don't know, she must think that I'm super cold, and you would totally think otherwise because my closet on the entrance to our house is just nothing but my coats and my hoodies. My wife has like 2 to 3 in there, so you know, you can tell that I like jackets. I like hoodies and sweaters and all that stuff. I'm not really that much of a cold guy, but I think they look cool. But this one here is just, it keeps me warm when I'm working out here. I don't have a heater, I don't have AC or anything out here, so I'm out here with the elements. The next question is kind of like around that round there. Does it snow in Albuquerque? And when it does, what is it like? This past week, we experienced some snow. It snowed all day yesterday, but the day before that, it started to hail, and then it snowed, and then it rained. Like, it's kind of wonky, it's weird. Yes, we do get snow, just to answer your question. And the snow that we get here in the city isn't gonna be anything that's gonna just stop your whole day. Unless it snows overnight and it sticks because it's colder, then you're gonna wake up to some powder on your driveway, in the street. You might have to shovel your driveway. You might have to drive with caution because the roads do ice over here. So just be aware of that. 9 o'clock comes around, 10 o'clock comes around, it's all melted, so you can just go on about your day, right? When I was showing houses yesterday up in the mountains, it was snowing, but nothing was sticking. As soon as you cross that little threshold where the mountains meet the city, everything was sticking. So it's actually pretty cool to see that, right? It's pretty cool to see that if you wanted to go ski or snowboard for the day, you can, and then come back to the city and just have a regular day, not have to worry about driving in the snow or worry about, shoveling your driveway and all that stuff. So it's actually gonna be a moderate kind of snowfall here. Nothing too crazy, nothing where it's gonna slow down your life. You might get a 2-hour delay for the kids or yourself for work from time to time. It's really sporadic, so don't count on it snowing a ton here. Our last question on this video, and I'm gonna try to encapsulate everything for you just to make it short and straight to the point because I don't wanna be too overdrawn, right? You've already been here long enough with me that I wanna make sure that I can hit it on the head for you. But our next question that somebody asked is, I'm looking to move to New Mexico, but I can't decide between Santa Fe, Albuquerque, or Las Cruces? That's a really good question. And when I hear people ask me these questions, it gets really hard because I can't tell you which city is gonna be the best fit for you, right? It's all subjective. But what I can tell you is that each one offers something different. And I hope this helps you. Talking about these 3 different cities and the vibes and affordability and all that stuff, starting with Las Cruces. Las Cruces for the longest time was always considered a college town. They have New Mexico State down there, and that was primarily the main reason why people were living there, is because they were going to college there. And maybe they also wanted to be closer to El Paso because they had family there or whatever the case is. Nowadays, a lot more people are gravitating towards Las Cruces because number one, it's growing. So a lot more is becoming ideal for people to actually live in this community outside of going just to the college. So you're seeing a lot of people retire down there just because homes are a little bit cheaper. You're looking at anywhere from $300,000 to $350,000 for a house, sometimes even lower than that. I still hear people buying houses for under $300,000 and actually pretty good, decent houses down there in Las Cruces. And we have a partner down there that helps us out with all the business that relocates down here to New Mexico. So if you're looking for a house in Las Cruces, I can connect you with our partner. Now, when you're talking about Santa Fe, you're talking about a whole different monster. Santa Fe itself is gonna be a little bit more expensive. It's gonna be quieter. It's gonna be more spread out. It's gonna be pretty much tucked in between some mountains. So getting that access to nature is gonna be super easy here because you're close to Los Alamos, you're close to the Pecos, you're close to Jemez, you're close to Espanola and Taos and all that stuff, and relatively still pretty close to Albuquerque, about 45 minutes to an hour away. So getting into the city of Albuquerque isn't gonna be too hard. A lot of people steer away from Santa Fe just because they look at the home prices, and I wouldn't shy away from it. If you can, stomach the price of over $600,000 for the average house in Santa Fe, I'd say it'd be a good fit, especially if you're looking for something a little bit more quieter. Maybe you want to deal with a little bit of snow and all the 4 seasons and all that stuff, because Santa Fe gets a ton of more snow than we do here in Albuquerque, then I say give it a shot, right? Now, if you don't want all that, you want something that is gonna offer all the amenities, and I'm not gonna talk about Albuquerque and hype it up just because I live here and this is primarily where I do a lot of business. In all honesty, Albuquerque's the more bang for your buck, and here's why. The average home sells for around $350,000. There's still a ton of homes available here, and you got the whole diversity of homes available here. You also have easy access to nature, amenities, different things to do here, just because a majority of the events happen here in Albuquerque, and you see people travel from all these other different cities to Albuquerque just because this is where everything is happening. So if you are that type of person that wants more community, you want the diversity in culture, you want the availability to do more things on the weekends, then hey, maybe Albuquerque's a better fit. All these cities, again, are great. It's just all gonna be dependent on budget, your lifestyle, and all reality, what you're looking for in the sense of vibe and culture and community when you are picking one of these cities to call home. Does that answer all your questions? Look, I really hope that these questions that our clients frequently ask us throughout the years really helps you with discovering if Albuquerque is going to be a great fit for you. And let's say I didn't answer a question that you have in mind. That number popping up in the screen is my direct line. Feel free to call or text me at any time because I am ready to help you discover a lot more about Albuquerque and New Mexico if you are planning on relocating down here. And I'm super excited because we have people calling and texting us from all over the world. I'd love to help you out too. But I'm gonna get inside. It's freezing out here. I'm exhausted. We had a full day of volleyball tournaments today and I'm ready to eat dinner and go to bed. So I hope you have a great weekend. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.